Hello guys, my name is Tara Taro. This will be your June 15th to June 30th reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Normally, from here on after, I will do them monthly for each sign, and they will also be before the 1st, from the 1st to the 1st of the next month. However, this time I had a period block because I did a mid-May to mid-June reading where I wanted to just finish off the month of June. That way you could go on, I could start the July readings and just have all 12 zodiac readings for next month. So, moving forward, I had, as I had last time, shuffled the cards beforehand and laid them out so that we could just jump right into it. So, for the next 2 weeks, I asked what the message was, like what the theme of the next 2 months were. Something that would come up. A lot of, like the theme. So the card that I received for that question was the Star. So, I'm so sorry, and this isn't like focusing well, and I'm so sorry for clearing my throat so much, it's like, I'm just struggling. But, the Star card is finding your true north. Going through a period of healing and feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. And now we see, one, she's surrounded by lotuses, and if you don't know about where the lotus grows from, but it grows from muddy waters. So something so beautiful is coming from the dark and from the murky, dirty waters. And now you're diving into that, and you're coming out feeling cleaned and blessed and rejuvenated. And I think that the next 2 weeks, a lot of healing is going to come up because it's preparing you for the next month. Because once we go into Cancer season, I think you guys have a problem with as many emotions as come with that season. Right now, we're still in the end of Gemini energy, which you work well with. But once it goes into Cancer, I feel you're going to have a little bit of a struggle. And I think that's why you're trying to rush all of this emotional healing before you get into it. And I don't mean to say it like a struggle. I think it's more like emotionally, overbearing. But it's not necessarily a struggle. That's the wrong way of saying it. But I feel that the next 2 weeks, as we're going into that, we're finishing up with a lot of things that have really been hurting us, and we're making sure that we're going into this as a new person so that you're able to accomplish the tasks that you need to. When I had asked what was something that was unexpected that will come out of this, and the 10 of Cups came out for this. So the 10 of Cups is all about sitting there and receiving all of the blessings that you've had and feeling fulfilled and having a happy life. And it speaks about happy family life. And I think that's something that might be surprising, is I think that you guys, as you are the family that rules over children and family, I feel like you guys are going to really start to feel more like at peace with your family. So if there are family members that you've been bickering with, I think that that's going to be helped at this time. And I think that might be really unexpected for you. And it might actually also be unexpected that, because that's a Cups card, it revolves around emotions. So I think you might be shocked that you are feeling so many emotions, but you're not overwhelmed at this time. What else was I going to say for that card? I'm not really quite sure, but I'll come back to it if any other messages from that come. Now, the next card I asked was, how, at this time, can you best stay grounded and balanced? The card that came out for that is the 9 of Cups. Now, the 9 of Cups is always, to me, the wish card. The 9 of Cups always also speaks about overindulgence. So I don't believe that it's saying that you could stay grounded by overindulging, but I think that the warning is to not overdo it, because with this card, a lot of celebrations tend to occur, and it's a possibility that you might celebrate a little bit too much, and if you do that, you might find that you cause a little bit of a rift between what you intuitively should do and like your actions, because when you're not in a centered state, your ego can take over for a little bit, and it might take you a little longer to figure that out. So I just want you to warn you to not overdo it, and also to remain grateful for all the blessings that you are getting, because you are really getting your wishes. A lot of things that you've been putting into fruition are starting to come true, but if you don't recognize the fact that by overdoing it, or by not giving thanks to the things that have come, you're not allowing more blessings to come towards you, because you already don't feel love towards the things that you have. So how can you attract better things when you're not okay with what you have right now? And I think that that's a thing that you guys, because you are tied to your ego, I think that is something that might come as struggling. However, the warning is being said for a reason, and I still do feel that there are such positive cards that are coming out in this reading that you don't really have to worry about it. But I think the warning enough might stick in your head at this time, and might make you actually say no to something that you might regret later if you don't, or to hold back on. Now, the next thing I asked was, what important emotions are going to be coming towards you? And the card that came out for that was the Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles is somebody who is like reaping all of the rewards now. She's put in hard work for a very long time. She's put in the time and the energy towards what it is that she wanted to manifest into her life. And now she's sitting there and she's receiving all of those blessings, and all of that is coming through, and it's coming through in such a way that it almost seems like magic is the one doing it. And I think that you're going to feel really blessed and really in your power, and you're going to feel very at ease, because all of a sudden things are starting to work out. And your wishes, I think, are being confirmed here. Like, I think that's tied to the emotions because they're both nines. But I think your wishes with this are causing you to, your wish that, I'm sorry, I'm struggling with my words. The wish that you've been working towards for likely the last year is starting to come true. And it's coming true really fast. And I think you're going to need to defend yourself to some people, because not everyone is going to take this so well, because not everyone wants you to be happy. And unfortunately, I'm sure you guys know that, but unfortunately that's the truth. Now, something that will inspire you at this time is, I got the Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles is about someone having something and being able to offer something that the other person doesn't have. So I think something that will inspire you is to be giving your time to somebody else, or to give help to somebody else. But I want to warn you to do that without it feeling like you're doing everything for the other person. I want it to feel like you're just helping them and aiding them, not that you're actually doing the thing for them. Because that's a worry that comes to me, because I feel like you want to do everything perfect, and therefore you try to take it over, and then you're not allowing the other person to grow. So what I want you to do is to try this for the next 2 weeks, to help out the people that truly seem like they need it. Now, the Cancers in the last reading were told that they need to, ask for help or talk to people that need it, and they need a little bit of an ego boost. So if you have a Cancer in your life that this is occurring to, you might be asked to spend a little more time with them and put a little bit more energy, and let them know how much you care about them and what you can do for them to help them. I think that will inspire you also, because by helping other people, you'll feel more fulfilled and you'll feel stronger. I think also it makes you feel like people look up to you, and you really like that. Now, where I wrote this thing down. Oh, the next card I picked was how your spirit guides are going to speak to you this week. So I received the Hanged Man card. The Hanged Man card in tarot is number 12. So it's a number 3, which is a card of imbalance in numerology. But it is also a number about creativity and about fertility. Now, when I speak about that, the hangman is when something happens where you get stuck and you are put in a position where you can't move. Now, I think the spirit guides are speaking to you in a way where they're putting you in a position where you have to be creative to get out of this position. Because you're going to feel stuck and you have to think creatively and find a way to get out. And I also feel like with the hanged man in that position, that it's possible that you might need to look at things from a different perspective because the card is upside down. And I do feel like by changing your perspective, you might see how they've been there for you all along. And I feel like they will be easily accessible through meditation and prayer, because this isn't a card where they're not giving you guidance. This isn't a card where, like, let's say the moon card or the high priestess, where you're kind of left in the dark and just have to, like, follow your intuition. You don't feel as much of a connection otherwise. Well, like the moon said, you feel a little more connected. But the hanged man is more like, you know that you are connected to something, but now you don't feel like you can do it in the state that you're in. So what you need to do is things that calm you. And I think a lot of what my answer to everything is always just breathe. So I think if you sit and spend some time breathing and meditating, you might have clear answers and clear insight into the guidance that they're giving you. And you might even receive channeled messages and you'll have that aha, like, oh, okay, that was them. Now, how I think that you should best support yourself, the card that came out for that was the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands signifies a battle, which is also why I was saying before that I feel like you're going to have to not fight with other people, but people are going to be against you. And I think that how you can support yourself is, I don't think you always have to fight. I think that this is asking you to fight unless something changes, because things have always been a certain way. So you can change the way that you've handled it every other time, and that might change the cycle and be able to break this cycle of being in arguments and like fighting and not being able to express your truth. And I think how you can best support yourself is standing up for yourself, but doing so in a way that's not lashing out and that's not dominating. Doing so in a way that's objective. I think by changing your perspective, you can go into the situation and support yourself a lot better. And if you do the breathing and the meditating, then you might come at it and you might not lash out. And if you don't do that, then you might be able to actually come to a resolution. Now, the bottom of the deck is the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is charging very fast towards his goals. So I think this month you're really charging forward. I think a lot of beautiful things are coming, and I think wishes are coming to fruition, and I think you've been putting in a lot of work this year. And I think you've been doing it silently. But people are starting to recognize that. And I think now you're at a place where you can help other people. You're going to receive messages. You're going to receive insight. You're not alone. But you might need to also change your perspective, because otherwise, if you continue to fight, you might be alone. So, I hope you guys enjoyed your reading. I will see you guys in July, and I hope you have a lovely 2 weeks. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys again next week. Thank you. Next month. Thank you. Bye.